Good morning. We are going to take a walk through the borough of Recoletos. I'm going to try to do it in English, see how it looks, how it sounds. So let's go ahead. We are here in Cibeles, in the center of Madrid. This is Paseo de Recoletos. It gives name to the area, to these streets, but it's rather that there was a convent, a monastery, Recoletos Agustinos, Royal Monastery of Recoletos Agustino, which was expropriated. It was confiscated, great confiscation, 1837, by the government of that time. They took all the ecclesiastical assets, basically. I mean, not all, but a great deal of them, especially monasteries and these properties of different orders of the church, which were dissolved as well, many of them, because it was something that was done in that time, and the area was all allotted to be sold, most of it and a part of it to be kept by the government of that time. So this is the result. It's the priciest, the most expensive square meter in Madrid and in the whole of Spain nowadays. It's a very nice neighborhood. Here we've got the Palacio de Linares, the Palace of Linares, Casa de America. It was built at the end of the 19th century, pretty much. And I don't think it was really inhabited for long, maybe never. Then it became a ruin, an abandoned house. Became famous for, especially in the 80s, 90s of the 20th century, for being haunted. And like these parapsychologists came here to record voices, ghosts, psicophonias they were called here. And this was famous about this place, although it's also well known for a film, a movie. I think it's the Patrimonio Nacional 3 by Berlanga. Now it's the Casa de America. It hosts different events related to Ibero-America. Ibero-America is how we call Hispanic America or Spanish America. Okay, Latin America, they say now, like to make a distance, no, from this country, I guess. This is Gabriel García Márquez. That's a little statue, a little bust in bronze, very nice. He was, in case you don't know, writer of 100 Years of Solitude, very famous. Nobel Literature Prize in the 1980, I guess, something like that. So it's a very nice building. Menina, which is a princess, a young princess, is it? Or the helpers of the princesses of the 17th century. Something very well known for Velázquez paintings and others. And I don't know if it's everywhere. It's like a popular icon, only it's not really popular. It's more like a governmental icon, no? I don't think people are so interested. But okay, there it is. If I talk too much, please let me know. I like to record reality as it is, but also to do some commentary sometimes. Great building, right? The cherry up there on top. Yeah. Here we've got this plaque commemorating the Spanish aid to the independence of the United States of America, the diplomatic support mark placed by the National Society Daughters of the American Revolution, October 2008. Okay, this is interesting. In case you don't know, when the USA became independent, most of the 13 colonies, right? Most of what today is the USA was a part of Spain. It was completely surrounded, and without the help of the government here, which was an ally to the French in that time, it couldn't have been possible for the rebels then to beat the British. And I don't know. I don't think it's appreciated enough, but that's another matter, not related to here. Calle del Marqués del Duero. Marqués del Duero was a military man, a general. I think he was born in America, maybe what today is Argentina. So he was a criollo, how do you say? But he became like a great hero for the liberal governments of Elizabeth II here, because he commanded armies against the Carlists, which were these insurrects. Antonio Díaz Cabañete lived in this house. Remember Eugenie Dors? He lived in this house also. There's no plaque, no, nothing. Casa de América. Okay, let's walk. This is an interesting building. It's a well-known building. Here there is this brass or a bronze, right? Palace of urban character inscribed among the architectonic movement neo-Gothic rationalism influenced by theories of French architect Viollet-le-Duc, in which the materials are shown in their natural aspect, signaling its constructive goal. Okay. Most of the buildings are around the end of the 19th century. Some are more modern, like that one. Pedro Muñoz Seca Street. He was a playwright. He was killed by the revolutionaries who had the power in 1936 when the civil war of the 20th century started. He was just a comedian, taken because he was a conservative or Catholic or something. And yes, the slaughter as many others. It's nice to have him remembered in the street. because those people are not much remembered. In my lifetime, they have been like the losing side. Although after the war, not him because he died, but oh well. They were the winners then. So how it goes, which is sad. This one is Salustiano Lózaga. For the people like me who were raised in this city and wanted to love beautiful things, it's a very famous street because it's where the poetry bookshop Hyperion is located. We'll reach it now. Salustiano Lózaga was a prime minister, so to speak, president of the council, Basque man, from the Basque country, like they say. This is the French ambassador residence. Okay. See Hyperion. Here it's the closed shop. It's the best well-known poetry publishing house in Spanish. Apart from being a bookshop, they published everything pretty much in Spanish and translation. There is light inside, so there's people that I know. It has been tough for them. Maybe they moved somewhere. At least the fans have many books. But it was like a temple for not many people, I guess. Not enough. From these streets, walking through Recoletos here, there you have Puerta de Alcalá, the gate of Alcalá. It marked one of the exits of Madrid, direction east to Alcalá de Henares, the calle de Alcalá. The Retiro is behind that. Famous park, as you probably know, here in Madrid. Maybe it's the best thing about this area. This square. It's called Plaza de la Independencia, Independence Square. That means independence from the French, from Napoleon armies. They invaded Spain 1808. They got defeated several occasions until a very bloody war here. And they lost in the Battle of Victoria. That's the summer of 1813. They don't leave Spain until 1814, a few months later. In fact, the independence is declared when Napoleon has already been deported to Elba. But maybe they never really occupied it, right? I don't know. We like to think so. But this is the Plaza de la Independencia. Look at that. Very fancy terraces. Paris, New York, Roma, London, Zurich. Yeah. fancy places. Oh, it's beautiful. They just restored here. Here we are in Calle Serrano. Which is known as the priciest, like posh, right? The street in Madrid. And we'll do a video of the priciest in Madrid, maybe, with the shops and fashion and these things. It's a very nice street, but it has a lot of traffic, dense, most of the times. But we are in Recoletos now, so let's go this way. Can you? Because this is the street of Recoletos. It was a famous shop for Persian carpets here. There is another one here. Was this corner? There were a couple, right? There are a couple. I don't know if they sell so well today. Maybe they went out of fashion. So this is not even the. This is an Afghan kilim. Let's take a look. I like carpets. There you go. $7.90. Beautiful, beautiful. Campo Amor, poet, famous poet, lived there. See, so this is the priciest in Madrid, but you still have these or simple places, autoservicio, always open. Indian cuisine, Royal Nawab. Okay. So we can go Calle del Cid. There at the end of the street you see the great building of the museums, state museums. Today it's the National Library on one side and the Archaeological Museum on the other. We'll get there. Okay. Oh, Almuina. Almunia, yeah, Almunia. This was the Moroccan restaurant. It's a classic. Maybe 50 years open, maybe. They've got the golden cock.
Porque eso es lo que hay que hacer.
Okay. Let's go through here. This is Paseo de Recoletos, one of the sites of this borough. I'll do the walk another day. It's a beautiful walk, probably my favorite, but on the other side of the street actually. Here is just a sidewalk by a busy road. Okay. This street, avenue, boulevard, it's part of the main dividing artery in the center of Madrid, the Madrid that is inside the M30 highway, which is the inner ring, so to speak. And you have Paseo del Prado starting in Atocha, Recoletos, which gets to Colón, and from Colón you have La Castellana, Paseo de la Castellana, gets to Plaza de Castilla, and that's like not just the middle because it's a street, a huge avenue, but because it's wide, it's like the bottom of a valley. There used to be a stream which is now underneath, and it divides Madrid into gentle slopes. So Madrid is a plateau in a plateau, and there are these streams that go through it. This is the center of it, so to speak, the middle of it. Okay, let's go with the National Library, Biblioteca y Museos Nacionales. This is when there was a monastery here. This is where the main building was. Yeah. And it wasn't finished until the end of the 19th century, although it looks older. But the 19th century was a mess here. And it's a miracle that anything got done. There were constant revolutions and coups and change of regime. But the things that remained are quite solid. This is National Library. Literature in Spain for Spanish speakers is something important, very important. It's like the part that couldn't be destroyed or robbed or burned down. So many things. Although it was burned down in a couple of occasions during the 19th century, even this building before it was finished, and robbed. But well, here it is. It entered the end of the 20th century in peace and harmony, and it's a quite impressive building. There you are. It was supposed to keep all the books published in Spanish since the beginning of time. It's not really. There are other storing places outside of Madrid. Still, it has all the important things are kept in here, and there is an exhibition of great classics. And here on the stairs, they are fixing something. This is Alfonso el Sabio, Alfonso X, King of the Castile, 13th century. He was a wise man, promoted many things that are important. The first complete history of Spain, among other things. Although he was King of Castile, he was King of Spain in his title as well. The kings of Aragon were also kings of Spain. But this is more for the Spanish speakers. Cervantes, Quevedo, Lope de Vega, todos los de Golden Age. Juan de Mariana is there, more a philosopher, historian. Luis Vives, humanist, more of the Italian type, also wrote in Valencian. Fray Luis de León. Nebrija. He composed the first grammar of official grammar of a Romance language, 1492 is it? I'm sorry if I'm mistaken. So the grammar of the Spanish language, which from then on it ceased to be called Castilian. Actually, we sometimes call it Castilian, and in some regions to differentiate from the other Spanish languages. I mean, the other languages in Spain, like Catalan, Valencian, Basque, and so on. But we all speak Spanish. This is San Isidoro, a man of the 7th century. He was very great. He was quite a humanist, a Renaissance humanist, millennia or before Renaissance. No? Composed etymologies, which were like it was a dictionary, the meaning of words, and in it those meanings explained all sorts of things like architecture or engineering or all sort of things in Latin, and it was kind of the Wikipedia of the early Middle Ages. A very important book for the cultural world. When they talk about these monks who saved the classical culture, the Greco-Roman culture, San Isidoro de Sevilla was one of them. It's a pass to Antonio Machado, poet. Se hace camino al andar. You make the path while walking. You make path while walking. Centro Colón. Towers, those were the Rumasa Towers. Then something else towers, the Plague it was called, and now they are changing them, they keep changing them. There used to be palaces all along that side. But from the 1950s on, they just decided it was better to build these modern civilized buildings. It is a pity. It's part of the city also. I don't dislike it so much. Diego Saavedra y Fajardo live here, Agustino Recoletos. Also Zurbarán, the great painter of that time, lived here, was buried here. His tomb was never found after the demolishing of the building. This is Colón. This is one of the main squares in Madrid, and you have the statue of Colón in the middle of the road. This is where it was first standing. The 1900 or so when it was built. Colón is Christopher Columbus, in case you don't know. First it was made like that and was put there, and afterwards during the 60s, 70s, 1960s, 70s, this whole square was turned into the gardens of discovery, Jardines del Descubrimiento, and the statue was put where that human head is. No? And for some reason, in the 20th century, second decade, they decided to move the statue to the middle of the street. So take Columbus to the middle and put this. Although for a while there was nothing there. There is some kind of performance in Colón today. This for the ones who have been, like me, who have been children in this city. This is a well-known place because this is a map in rock, part of the original project, and it describes the first trip and the second and the third trip of Columbus. Llegó Colón con la niña el 4 de marzo. You see the 3 caravels, the 3 ships. Niña Pinta Santa Maria departed 3rd August 1492, and they returned, here it says, to Palos 15 March 1493, only the Niña and the Pinta. Yeah. And that's the okay, it's only the first trip, yes, right. Okay. They reached the Canary Islands August 9, 1492, departed 6 September 1492 to the unknown, the 3 ships. They reached land October 12, 1492 in San Salvador, Guanahani, in the island they call San Salvador, Fernandina, Isabelina. Different dates, arriving in Cuba 15 days later, and in La Española, Dominican Republic. So this is there you go, Puerto Rico, departed 16 January 1493, just a couple of months later. They left during the Christmas of 1492, Fuerte Navidad, right, in the northern coast there. Yeah, that's the first year of Colón. So these are the lands of which he became governor by the decree of the Catholic kings. And this is the inland, then unknown. So this is the greatest deed that the Spaniards made in their long history. But all this was famous for children more than for that, because they had these cascades that are not here anymore, that were making a constant sound, cascade all along this sidewall, which doesn't exist now. They turned this place into another place, moved it, and they diminished the importance of it in general, moving the statue and taking out that, like hiding a little bit these things, but we'll go through it. There is some exhibition there, Amazonia. Okay. Okay, so it seems to be closed, the square. Let's keep walking.
You like feel insecure when it's like
and stick to Recoletos properly now. Okay, so yes, those I just cut out all that part. Don't want to bother those people and feel comfortable. So in policeman camera, YouTube. So okay, we are on the other side of this museum of the National Library. And this is the Archaeological Museum, MAN, Museo Arqueológico Nacional, which is an important place because it's a kind of our British museum. It was meant to have all sorts of items, paintings also. That's why you see statues of painters. Yeah. So in this street you have many beautiful shops, but you have the main antiquity paradise, right? On this side. Yeah. So we'll try to see it as much as possible here on the outer court of the building. Okay. This beautiful scene of the Middle Ages is a replica, a Romanesque ark from the San Pedro de las Dueñas, Sagún León, beginning of the 12th century. The original is located in room 27 of the Museo Arqueológico Nacional. The replica is made with 3D printing technology in real scale by Acciona. This is rock, but this is like this. Nowadays we don't know what's real, what's fake, but we can touch it, which is nice. It's not free, such as the British Museum is, for instance, but it's not expensive. Maybe €1. The entrance for young people, maybe 3 for adults. This is a replica of the polychrome ceiling in the cave of Altamira, Santillana del Mar, Cantabria, north of Spain. This is one of the best examples of I mean, one of the best shows of prehistoric rupestral art in walls with bisons and horses, and I mean, it's amazing. I'll try to go in. It's, if you don't know it, you know, like Lascaux in France or other, or Magdalenian period, Magdalenians, at 30,000 years ago, pretty much. Let's try. ¿Se puede? Ah, gracias.
Actualmente se explican como un sistema gráfico codificado que actúa como elemento identificador de los diferentes grupos y como medio de comunicación para transmitir información. En cualquier caso, estas pinturas son testimonio de que hace unos 14.000 años el Homo sapiens disponía ya de las capacidades intelectuales necesarias para comunicarse por medio de un lenguaje figurativo y visual.
So, we are going to finish the walkthrough of Recoletos again in the streets of the borough. Named Recoletos. Let's go down this one. Villanueva, famous architect, the Ambassade de Monaco. Where else could it be?